Sometimes I wish I could like fast forward things up to see how we're gonna be like in a couple of months' time. But I do have a lot of belief that we'll see Alpine competing for much better position in a short term. The mentality and the mindset is what's most important for me. Just seeing the desire and the belief of my team that we can actually do it.
Did you get to go to Flavio's place in Africa? Because I remember in the 2000s, Alonso and Fisichella and Trulli, they all used to go to Kenya on a training camp.
I didn't go to Kenya to Flavio's place yet, but you know, we getting to know each other weeks after weeks and months after months. I must say, we're having a very good relationship, very honest. He's very supportive, also understanding my career, where I come from, the sort of different challenges I've had, and my ambition in Formula One and the targets I set to myself. So I must say we have very open conversations about that, and he's been really on it and very supportive. Doesn't mean I got an invite to Kenya yet. I'm sure it will happen, but we're in touch consistently and have very like common vision on where we want to bring the team. Obviously, he's got way more experience than I have. He's seen the team through different shapes. He's brought the team to the top of Formula One. But at the end, in terms of mentality, mindset, and what we want from our people, I think we are in a very similar ground and very similar vision.
He's a very interesting mix, Flavio, isn't he? He's ruthless, he's charming, he's funny, he's all of these things. But for a guy who has never raced, and when he arrived in Formula One in the late 80s, professed to know nothing about Formula One, he does have an amazing capacity to deal with racing drivers in that, okay, he's managed Alonso forever. He was Trulli's manager, Fisichella's manager, Mark Webber's manager for 15 years. He does understand the way you guys think, doesn't he?
It does, but I will say because he's got that quality of being interested and being curious about it. So he'll talk and he'll ask questions to kind of get a read and kind of scan, okay, like in what space are you, in what headspace are you in. So, I've been quite impressed in how much he knows, but then I realized just, hanging out with him and spending more time with him that he's actually curious about many, many different topics. And that's how he has so much knowledge about, various subjects. So, he does understand racing drivers. He does understand the competitiveness. I'm obsessed with, winning and trying to be the best and really trying to perfect whatever I do related to Formula One. And in that sense, he's the same. He doesn't accept anything below perfection. And that's why I really enjoy the talks we have. And I think there is a great understanding. There is a lot of transparency, which I love. Flavio is a very straightforward and direct person. And it's matching very well.
Do you speak to him in English, Italian, French?
Mainly Italian. But then when my vocabulary comes short, then I switch to English. But yeah, mainly Italian.
How do you see his relationship with Ollie Oakes, the team principal? What do you see as Flavio business and what do you see as Ollie business?
It's a good question. I mean, at the end of the day, Flavio's got that overview of the entire team. He's involved in, he's got that leadership and kind of giving big directions, where Ollie is probably slightly closer to the people from the fact he's on the sort of executive on a daily basis. So I think they're very close, Obviously, they are together from morning to night. Ollie is at the factory every day. Flavio actually comes every week and spends quite a bit of time there. But I think they're teaming up really well. Flavio, you know, when he came in, I didn't know how much he was going to be involved because, you know, he's done so much in his life. And you could think, okay, he actually doesn't need at this stage of his life to put that much effort and that much time because he's successful. He's won in Formula One. He's done so many great stuff. He could just lay back, you know, lay down on the beach back in Kenya or south of France and just chill. But at the end of the day, he really took it personal. And his commitment, not gonna lie, and dedication is way above what I imagine, and in a positive way. So he's really trying hard and really trying his best to turn the team around. And obviously, Oli is a true racer. Oli is probably less of this glamour side than what we know from Flavio, but he's a proper true racer that wants to build the best and strongest racing team. And it's a great mix, yeah.
I went for a run along the Yarra River in Melbourne on the Monday after the Australian Grand Prix, and I bumped into those two just strolling along.
Yeah.
Flavio asking me why I was going for a run. But yeah, they seem to get on well. They obviously bounce ideas off each other, don't they? Some people think Flavio is a Helmut Marko type figure in that he's so ruthless. As you say, he wants results. He wants to win. Do you see that side of him?
He's a competitive person. And when you're a competitive person, as I say, you don't settle for anything less than perfection. And, you know, you want the highest quality on any areas, whether it's aero, whether it's engine, whether it's drivers, you want the best available. So people can see it as ruthless, but at the end of the day, it's a competitive environment. It's high performance, top of the motorsports. These guys want what's best, and I think it's understandable. And as much as a driver, when you feel you've got the best skills, you want the best cars available. So I think it goes both ways, and it's completely fair to have this sort of expectation. But yeah, at the end of the day, you could say it's just a direct. It doesn't, you know, hide his thoughts and emotions, and it'll be quite straightforward. But yeah, honestly, I rather have this sort of personality than not really knowing or reading what someone can think.
On the subject of Ollie Oakes, he's the third team principal you've had since you've been at the team. There was the Otmar Safnauer era, there was the Bruno Famin era. How different is your relationship with Ollie to the two previous guys?
Well, it always takes some time, you know, to obviously create that sort of relationship, that understanding, trust. But I must say it's going very well because, as I said, Oli is a true racer. So he comes from, what I like with Oli is he used to be a race driver himself. So he understands both sides. He understands the engineering side. He understands the team point of view, but he also understands the driver's point of view, which really ease and help the sort of conversation we have from my side, and also like going forward and move together with the team and how to actually get the maximum out of all of us. So yeah, again, when Oli came in, I didn't know much about him, so it, you know, takes a few months to open up and really understand each other. But I think after a couple of months, I can say I'm very happy where we are and the direction we are heading as a team as well. Because we should not forget, 12 months ago, I definitely didn't smile much, even though I'm a very smiley person. I must say we went through a pretty tough time as a team, which obviously personally is difficult because you put so much effort, and going back home after every single race and seeing you're kind of limited, there is nothing really satisfying in terms of performance, because at the end of the day, I want the result. That what makes me happy. I can do the best race ever. If it's to finish P14, I'll go back home, and it takes some time to kind of like sink in and move on to the next thing. So I think the work we've been doing over these past few months has been really impressive overall, all together as a team. Thanks to Oli, thanks to Flav and everybody back at the factory, but can really feel that dynamic is switching, and there is a real desire of achieving a higher level of performance, but we're just demanding more from ourselves. And yeah, everything is kind of slowly, all the pieces are falling in the right places, and I think we'll see the rewards of all of that in a few months.
I mean,